Hello friends, welcome back on my channel. Today we will talk about the soul. The concept of the soul is primarily a philosophical and religious one, and its existence or nature is not within the scope of scientific inquiry. In science, we rely on empirical evidence and the scientific method to understand the natural world. The soul, as traditionally conceived, is not something that can be measured or tested in a scientific manner. However, it's worth noting that various cultures and belief systems have different interpretation of what the soul is and how it relates to the body. Some people believe that the soul is an immaterial, eternal essence that defines an individual's consciousness and identity. Others may view it as a metaphorical or symbolic representation of the core essence of a person. From a scientific perspective, discussions about consciousness, self-awareness, and personal identity are explored within the field of neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy of mind. These fields seek to understand the nature of consciousness, the brain, and the self without invoking metaphysical concepts like the soul. So, while science can provide insights into the workings of the brain, the nature of consciousness, and the psychological aspect of identity, it does not provide an explanation for the concept of the soul as it is traditionally understood in many religious and philosophical traditions. How then science approaches these concepts? When it comes to understanding concepts traditionally associated with the soul, science approaches it from different angles. Consciousness and the brain. Consciousness. This is a complex and still not fully understood phenomenon. It refers to our subjective experience of the world and ourselves. Scientists study consciousness through disciplines like neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy of mind. Neuroscience. This field examines the structure and function of the brain. Research in neuroscience seeks to understand how neural activity gives rise to consciousness, sensory perception, emotions, and various cognitive processes. For example, studies using functional magnetic resonance imaging or electroencephalography can show which areas of the brain are active during specific tasks or experiences, shedding light on the neural correlates of consciousness. Identity and personal continuity. Personal identity. Philosophically, questions about personal identity often involves understanding what makes an individual the same person over time. In science, this is often discussed in terms of memory, cognition, and brain function. Psychology. The field of psychology explores memory, self-awareness, and identity. For instance, research on amnesia patients or study on how our memories can be influenced or distorted provide insights into the continuity of personal identity. Emotions and subjective experience. Emotions. Psychology and neuroscience delve into the nature and mechanism of emotions. They examine how emotions are generated, expressed, and regulated in the brain. Example, research on the amygdala, a region in the brain associated with emotions, or studies on the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine can provide scientific insights into emotional experiences. Mental health and well-being. Psychiatry and clinical psychology. These fields focus on understanding and treating mental disorders, which can significantly influence a person's subjective experience and sense of self. Examples: research in these fields explores conditions like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and how they impact a person's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Near-death experiences and altered state of consciousness. Neuroscience of altered states. Studies in neuroscience and psychology investigate phenomena like near-death experience, meditation-induced altered states, or psychedelic experiences. These experiences are often interpreted in spiritual metaphysical terms, but scientists seek to understand the underlying brain mechanism. Remember, while science can provide valuable insights into this aspect of human experience, it does not attempt to address the concept of an immortal or metaphysical soul. The scientific approach focuses on empirical evidence, observation, and testable hypotheses, which do not encompass metaphysical or supernatural realms, at least for now. Also for today, we got to the end. Making a discussion on the parties and therefore not entering any category, whether religious or scientific, I propose a reflection. Ask yourself these questions and intimately, with the utmost honesty and depth, try to give yourself the answers. Are soul, consciousness, awareness really separated things, or do they have a common matrix? Is this matrix supernatural and external to us, or is it internal, profound, so much so that it seems like something separated from us? Have we ever felt a powerful and overwhelming energy that we have never experienced before? And if so, do it come from inside or outside? Remember to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Bye my friends, and see you to next video.